Welcome to the PVM Hub, which is also known as Wars Retreat. This update came out on Monday, and it is extremely good for both free-to-play and members who are specifically not maxed, as they do not have access to the max guild, which was the previous best place to go for bossing. To arrive at Wars Retreat, you want to go to the Draynor Lodestone. From Draynor's Lodestone, go north and you will see a ritual area with a fire. The south part of it, there will be a green hourglass on a pillar. That will be going to Death's office. Now if you look north of it, you will see a little skull icon. That will be a doorway. Enter the doorway to go to Wars Retreat, or from once you're here, you can right click the portal that you're at and then go to Draynor or Death's office. Now if you go through Death's hourglass, you will be at Death's office, which was the same as previous, but it is changed a little bit because just to the west of you, there is now a little doorway. If you go through the door, you will now arrive at the PVM hub. From here, you can talk to War, and he will say he's glad that you're here, and you'll be asking him who he is, and he will tell you the story of the battle-hardened warrior that he was. And now that he's kind of feeling relaxing now. He will tell you that this place is for nourishing combat talent of the future of the new hobby, and you are his next project. And what he means by that is he wishes you to fight and grow better as a warrior, to earn favor by defeating strong creatures in Gillinor. He will tell you about the portals that you are able to direct to any boss that you are able to do. There is also a little Reaper portal which does teleport you to any Reaper with the exception of Chaos Elemental, and this you do not need to tune. Next, okay, oh well. Now, if you are to right click him, there is a shop interface. The first tab will be upgrades. It requires you to kill 10 of any type of bosses to unlock. This can be 1 King Black Dragon and 9 Mole. This could be 10 Virago kills. It's just a total of 10. It will appear in your magic spellbook in the teleports tab, and then unlock it. You will get a confirm window, and it will be added to your spellbook. Next up is the portal, which requires you to kill 100 of any type of bosses. It is a total of it. So again, could be 99 Mole and 1 King Black Dragon, or 50-50, or whichever as long as you have at least 100 boss kills. To find the number of boss kills, it is on the bottom left corner where mine says nearly 77,000 boss kills. And then unlock. Hit confirm, and you will now have access to the third boss portal that is behind you. Next up will be the Altar of War. This requires 200 total boss kills, and this Altar of War restores both prayer and summoning points. Next up will be the Adrenaline Crystals, which requires you to kill a total of 1,000 boss kills. This will be to generate adrenaline much better, saving you dummies or combat dummies that you were previously used to make before fighting a boss. And then unlock it. Now I will close. From War, if you go directly east, you will see a Altar of War. This is where you can restore your summoning and your prayer. And just north of the little campfire is a bank, which you can bank for anything that you require. Next up is going north. Starting from the west, there is a Reaper portal. You are able to teleport to any Reaper task that you have, with the exception of Chaos Elemental, since that is in the wilderness. This portal right here is your very first boss portal. This is free, to the exception of tuning it for the first time. The third portal, which requires the 100 boss kills, will enable you to tune a second boss portal, which, if you click on it, remember, you will have to kill the boss at least once to teleport there. So let's say if I'm doing Virago, it was free because that was the first time ever. Now, a little small tip for people who never had access to boss portals before: certain bosses, if you right click it, you are able to set arrival point. This is mostly for Nex, Virago, and Araxor. What setting the arrival point does, you have the option to choose inside or outside of where the boss resides. If you want to retune it again, it will cost us 100k, but if you have 100 boss kills in that boss you're wanting to retune it to, it will only cost 50k. And as you see, you will get an option, but you can hit the do not show me this again. As I do have 100 kills, this is reduced to 50k. And if you notice, when I changed it from Virago to Greg, it showed the boss. It does this for every monster. Let me see about. I do not see the Chaos Elemental, so it should show every single one then. If you are free to play, the first boss portal you can tune will be either the Mole or King Black Dragon. And then once you have 100 kills, just tune the second one to the opposite. This will enable even free to play people to have access to getting marks and teleporting to the bosses. And lastly, the east one It is a featured portal given to you on the boss that was recently released. And currently it was the Shadow Reef. So again, if I go there, it will teleport me straight to where it was. Now specifically for this, let's say you have a Chaos Elemental Reaper. Since I went through the portal and I have accessed the treasure chest, I can right click it and teleport. And then I can go to Dragonkin Laboratory for option 2. And now I will be safely in the wilderness until I exit the little area I'm at, and then I can just run to the Chaos Elemental. There is a bank here for anyone to use, but as you go south, just before this little guard, you are safe. Once you pass that guard, it is considered the wilderness, so you will get attacked. Head back to War's Retreat, and once you're here, you will notice a baby campfire. If you click on it, it will give you the fire making boost as if it was a normal fire. And then again, there is a bank. Now by the 4th boss portal, which is the featured one, if you continue to go east, you will see 3 combat dummies, which in my opinion are poorly placed because they are too close. If you use Corruption Shot and you're teaching a friend, it will AoE all 3 of them, which can be good in a sense, so you can show them how it affects as an AoE. But if you are doing a challenge gem, which is a DPS test, it will count those hits ever so slightly, but it will add up. And then there is another bank chest, along with a statue of war that is praising. And then just south of that, there is 3 customizable dummies that you are able to click on and choose their combat style, and then you can select their weakness or put none. Next up on the rewards will have to do with the fire making one, and for here, the very basic one, you will need 1000 marks of war. This requires 1000 oak logs and 15 fire making, and unlock it. Now the oak bonfire, from 7 minutes of the boost, it will now give you 15 minutes. The next one will be the Willow campfire, which again requires 1000 marks of war, 1000 willow logs, and 30 fire making. To get the marks of war, you are able to get a max of 1000 marks of war in total per hour while you're killing any specific boss. You can mix and match it, but let's say killing a Raxor, every kill gives 120 marks. If you are to go to Godward Dungeon 1 and kill Bandos, he might give you 20 marks per one. Now let's say you go to Corporeal Beast, he can give you 40 marks per kill. You can mix match those marks of war with the kills, but it caps at 1k per hour gained. For the Willow bonfire, it will give you a bonfire boost of 22 minutes. Next up will be the Maple campfire, which does again require 1000 wars marks, maple logs, and 45 fire making. The maple one does give you a bonfire boost of 45 minutes. Keep in mind that you will need to have the noted logs, and protein logs do not affect it. The next one will be the U campfire, which does require 60 fire making, and from a bonfire boost of 45 minutes to 67 minutes. Next up will be the magic campfire, which does require 75 fire making. You will get a bonfire boost of 75 minutes. And lastly, the elder campfire. It does require 90 fire making. And once you purchase everything, you will unlock an achievement, and this gives you 81 minutes of the fire making boost. Now that we have gone through everything on the upgrades, the next one will be unlocks. If you previously owned the Berserk auras along with vampirism and dark magic, prior to this update, you will automatically have them. If you did not, you will need to PVM, and remember, it's 1000 marks per hour. So to get Berserker, Reckless, and Maniacal, you will need to do 25 hours minimum of the PVM for the marks. And next up will be consumables, which you will able to buy aura refreshers tier 1 through tier 4, along with having the ability to buy life refreshes. If you do not know what tier of aura you are using, if you go to the aura option, and let's say I want to do inspiration aura, on the 4 edges of the aura, you will see 2 little red ones for inspiration aura. This means it is a tier 2 aura. Now if I go to my regeneration aura, notice that there is 3 corners of red. This means that it is a tier 3 aura. And now if I go to my skilling aura, which is a supreme quarry master, since it has 4 red corners, it is considered a tier 4. If you were to right click, or you can go to battle status, and he will just tell you to stop standing around and then start earning more marks. Once you click him again, there is a decant option. If you go there, now he will be able to decant vials, flask, vials to flask, and then flask to vials. If you were a maxcape, he did not do options 3 and 4 for whatever reason. So this is again a improvement compared to the max skill for people who do not have them. And to just use it, simply just either hit the options to do it, or you can bring your noted vials, use them on him, and it will say nothing interesting. So you will need to open up the interface and then choose whichever one you're doing, and it will give you the option of the doses. And then there you go. Now, there is another thing to consider, and that is if you go all the way west past the Reaper portal, you will see a broken bridge. This bridge right now does not have anything to do, but if you right click the compass, you can go to free cam, hit the spacebar button, and then just kind of play around with it, and you can see how to go past it. You will see a little waterfall and stuff, and as you follow the gray brickstone walkway, you will see I am appearing close to a house. This house is very interesting as there is a door, if I can get the angle right. There is a door right here. Some people are suggesting that this is the entrance to the Elder Gower Dungeon 3 that should be coming out later this year. And others are saying that this is possibly a dig site for the archaeology skill. That could also be the tutorial, let's say. And then one final tip. It's not quite a tip, but if you have access to Bladed Dive and Surge from your bank, let's say you're using the bank and you already have full prayer points and everything, if you click on Bladed Dive and then you try to go to a boss portal, notice how it canceled my bank interface and Bladed Dive me directly to here. What you can do is do this every time you're going for a boss and it will get you quicker going there, and then you can just channel the nearby crystal to get 100% adrenaline, which does take 1.8 seconds to do. Now keep in mind, once you are 100% adrenaline, it will hold that for 10 seconds and then it will start to drain. So you will still want to use defensives to retain 100%. But these now allow you to start any boss with 100% adrenaline without the use of wasting important invention components with. Thank you all so much for watching this guide, and I know it was rather long, but this PVM hub is extremely important as it did come with a lot of contact and content. Thank you all so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.